Great. Well, let's go ahead and get started. Welcome, everyone. Susan and I are so thrilled to be doing this Super Saturday Unpacked Lunch and Learn. So we're so glad that you could take time out of your Wednesday and lunch and learn with us. So if this is your lunch break, feel free to eat your lunch while we go through the information today. So we've got a lot to cover during this 1 hour, and so we are going to do our best to move swiftly through all our top highlights. And so what I want to do as we get started is today we are going to be going through our brand new success kit that we received a free copy of for attending Super Saturday. And we're going to be going over our top highlights from the training of this kit as well. So we all received, everyone who went to Super Saturday received our brand new success kit. And we also received with it a personal card from Carl Robinson himself. So everyone, once they have the official date when success kits are going out to brand new ambassadors, they will receive that kit. But what's going to be sitting on top of it is a card, a welcome card from Carl himself. And if you can, let's see, we've got someone who is not muted. Let me see here. Give me 1 second. I can figure out. Okay, got it. Okay, so this card is from Carl himself, and I'm going to go ahead and open it up so that you can see what is on the inside.
I'm Carl Robinson. On behalf of everyone here at Home Office in Scottsdale, Arizona, and our ambassadors across the globe, we're glad you're joining the team. We can't wait for you to enjoy this opportunity. Joining the Workplace family and us.
Awesome. I love that. It is a recorded message from Carl Robinson, our CEO of Plexus Worldwide. It has signatures in here from so many people at corporate. And so what a nice welcome card that comes with our kit. Again, I do want to ask that everybody make sure that they are muted, please, especially if you're on your phone. If you're on the Zoom app and you do not see a red line through the microphone in the lower left, please click that and make sure that you are muted. Thank you so much. So let's go ahead and dive in really quickly to our success kit. You guys, I can't say enough. Look how thick this is, how beautiful this package is. You can feel there's some texture here. You see plexus outline. What is around there looks like the powder of the Slim packet. Okay, so with the plexus outline in there, and it actually has the texture of the powder. So it's beautiful. This is designed to be like, we still have somebody that's not muted. Give me a second, let me see if I can figure this out. Yay. Okay, this is designed to be like a gift. Plexus is a gift to us in health and wealth. And so what they receive in the new success kit is designed to be a gift, truly. So what you do is you open it up. You see the beautiful packaging there on the front, and you open it up, and it says, what if this could change everything? Wow. The very first thing that they see. And then what you do is you open this up. Beautiful. It lists the contents of this package. But you can see there, right from the very beginning, is a quick start guide. Susan's going to go through that here in a moment. I'm just going to briefly show you what is in this kit. You have a quick start guide, which is right there on top. You have a Let's Get You Started booklet, which goes through in detail all the different parts of your business as a deep dive with a quick start guide. You have a Learn to Earn. This is in detail about our compensation plan. We have our product guide cards, which we are so excited about. Susan's going to go through those as well. We have some additional material in here, such as some thank you cards and some brochures, and I'll touch on those a little bit later. So it is absolutely beautiful, you guys. This is high quality. The packaging alone is so impressive. You need to be excited about this. this is what all brand new ambassadors will be receiving. And this is exciting. This is their first impression of Plexus as an ambassador. And so not only is it beautiful and it's so sturdy, I mean, they took, you know, the Apple phones, when you get a new Apple phone and it's in that beautiful box that's really high quality and sturdy, this is the same quality as that, and they modeled it after that. So not only can we be excited about how it looks, but we can be more than thrilled about what is contained in here. Materials for all of us as seasoned ambassadors, as well as top-notch materials for the new ambassador. So this is for us to learn how to use these tools going forward for our own business and teach them to others as they come on board. So very excited about that. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Susan, who's going to begin walking us through that quick start guide.
Thank you, Caroline. Hi, everybody. I'm so impressed that so many people are on this call during the day. Just wanted to give you guys a little heads up that I was not able to find childcare for my 2-year-old, so she could walk in at any moment. Or if you see me disappear from the screen while Caroline's talking, it's not that I'm not interested. It's probably that I'm running interference. Anyway, we do have a college student living with us, and he just came home for lunch, so I'm hoping he'll stay long enough, but he's going to have to go. Anyway, so when you open this amazing box, like Caroline said, it is so high quality. Even the front, you know, where they do the letters, it looks and feels like the Slim powder has been poured on the box and it's texturized. It's just everything about this is first class. So then they open it, and the very first thing they're going to see is this quick start guide, and it says, "Open me first." And so I'm just going to run through this. Obviously, each of you guys, I'm assuming, are going to purchase one of these kits once they're available in February. I think they said $16.99 for current ambassadors, that we can all just purchase them. So that's awesome. You know, obviously, since when we started this wasn't available, we're all going to want to get our hands on one. I'll probably buy a few and, you know, give them to maybe some of my newbies that didn't get one, or maybe do contests, or you know, who knows, maybe a prospect, if somebody's a really hot prospect and you could hand it to them and say, why don't you look at this and then think about, you know, coming on board with us. So anyway, this is just such an amazing tool. Caroline and I both had tears in our eyes as we opened ours at Super Saturday, because we were like, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. And if we had had this 2 years ago, I can only imagine. Anyway, so this says your future just got a whole lot brighter. Everything is written really, really well in this, throughout the products. You can tell a lot of time and attention was devoted to this by people who have done this before. Marianne Luciano is in charge of all of the ambassador training now, and she's got a team of, I think, 3 or 4 women who have been in the industry for like 20, 30 years each. So they worked on all of this, and they actually had focus group meetings with the Diamond Ambassadors. So they really wanted to hear from the field, you know, what are the best of the best training ideas that you guys have? What's your best practices? What needs to be in here? And so that's why a lot of this is going to sound super familiar, because it's things we're already doing. It's the best cream of the crop of what the Diamond Ambassadors feel have worked for their teams over the years. So, okay, so I'm not going to read every single line, but basically it just says, you know, we're excited for you. You've made a great decision that could change your life. Welcome to the Plexus family. Let's get you started strong with a few quick actions. And so then you see it's there's little check boxes. So it's literally a checklist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And number 1 is be a product of the product. Obviously, taking the products and being able to speak from a personal experience is one of the best things you can do for your business. Obviously, you probably can't afford all the products all at once, but you can add things along the way and try them. So it's going to talk about that. Also, if somebody hasn't bought a welcome pack, they should certainly take advantage of the cheapest way to buy their products ever. And if they didn't buy one signing up, they do have 60 days to call in and get one if they want one. So number 2 is get to know your ambassador success kit. Pay particular attention to the success guide and opportunity brochure. This is where your training begins. Let your sponsor and upline help guide you on your journey. That's so important. This business is not designed to be done alone. I don't know anybody who's been successful alone. Granted, not everybody has, the best immediate sponsor, but as a team, collectively, you can get your hands on a lot of amazing training. And so that's kind of what this is saying is reach out, reach up, reach across the sidelines, don't go it alone. Number 3, which we all have talked about and probably already done several times, is state your why. Why have you decided to join Plexus? Take some time, take an evening and write that down. When you've got some alone time to yourself, almost like you're journaling, and really dig deep into your heart about why you're doing this. How your life or your family's life could be different if you were to, progress in this business to the level that, you've set as your goal. Often you're going to have to restate your why later because you're going to make your goals and be like, I never thought I would be this far, like me at Emerald. It's just unbelievable where I'm at. So I'm kind of having to readjust my why. Dig deep and think how you will feel and what it will mean to you when you achieve your goals. Write it down. Your why will give you confidence and determination to work hard and overcome obstacles and setbacks that may come. And I would change that to that will come, because you will always have obstacles and setbacks and critics and unhappy customers, or you name it, it's going to come up. And so knowing your why and being committed to it, no matter what, is going to really help you in your journey. I heard recently that your why should make you cry. So have a why that makes you cry. It should be something that's really serious for you. Set your business goals. Where would you like to be in 30, 60, and 90 days? Dream big. Don't limit yourself. A lot of us have created dream boards. It's kind of like a collage you would have done as a kid or in college or, in an art class where you cut out pictures in a magazine that really appeal to you or speak to your heart. Do a dream board. It could be just on your computer too, just photos that you've brought together for what this could mean, for what better health could mean to you, for what financial freedom or family time, things like that could mean. Now I should have said, as you go down the list, towards the bottom of each number, it's going to say, see Success Guide, Chapter 2, pages 9 through 12. Caroline's going to go through that more. But that's the more in-depth unpacking of this success kit. So it kind of like gives you more and shows you where to go to get more as you need it. Number 5 is connect with your sponsor or upline. Again, don't go it alone. Connect with them. Sometimes your sponsor might have thousands of people under them. And so they may not always be reaching out to you because they don't know how serious you are. So you need to let them know you're serious. Let them know what you need, what questions you have. It says to begin by sharing your why with your sponsor so that they know and can understand, what's motivating you. Let them help you clarify your goals. They might help you to see a path that maybe you didn't know was there. Number 6 is make your Franks list. So this is kind of like our 100-person list that we've talked about. They're saying Franks as an acronym for friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighborhood, kids, connections, and service organizations. You never know who might be interested in what Plexus has to offer, so write down everybody you can think of. Again, don't edit it. Don't be like, oh, she would never want this, or she would never do a network marketing company. Just totally write people down without prejudging them. Let's see. Number 7 is set up 3 face-to-face gatherings. Some of my most successful ambassadors did this really early on. They did sip and sees at their homes, or just, business launch mini parties or events where they just invited people and neighbors and said, hey, I'm doing this. I wanted to show you guys, give you samples of the pink drink. Very informal. Okay, let's see. Tell everyone you know that you're a Plexus ambassador. Give out these opportunity brochures that are in here that they've given you 5 of. Remember to post on social media. Of course, we're going to go into more detail on that. Big deal to try to set up those face-to-face gatherings. And you can use Zoom like this to do a face-to-face gathering. Set up your back office. So you now have, as a new ambassador, you have a dedicated Plexus website. This is your virtual office where you'll see all your business information and where customers will order their products, also where you can order your products at the wholesale discount. You received an access code to your back office in one of the first emails from us. Now is the time to get set up. That's where they would go enter more of their personal information, maybe set up direct deposit, maybe put a photo of themselves in there so it's going to show up on their replicated site. Number 9 is explore the Plexus Learning Center. It says bookmark plexuslearningcenter.com. You'll be visiting often. I guess that's where they're really wanting to try to move us towards for some training materials. I have to say I need to look at that more and dig deeper and probably do some training on that. It's where you'll find all kinds of training materials, videos, testimonials from other ambassadors, and news from the home office. Also visit myplexusprint.com where you can purchase personalized business cards and I think other, Plexus swag type things like water bottles, t-shirts, things like that. Number 10 is get connected, stay connected. You've just joined an incredible community. Now it's time to connect. Ask your sponsor about live events in your area, about Zoom calls like this. Check your email for information about opportunity calls that corporate does every Wednesday. They used to be live, now they're pre-recorded, so you can listen to them anytime. Those always have 2 product testimonials and 1 business testimonial. Talks about the Plexus Facebook page, the YouTube channel. So basically this is going to give people a great overview and just plan of action to get started. So Caroline is going to go over that Let's Get Started booklet a little bit in more detail.
Yes, and this is going to be kind of like the Plexus Bible and the how to do everything. So A to Z for your business. Just like Susan said, going through that quick start guide as a quick checklist of things to be doing from the very beginning. And it's going to allow you to walk through that with your brand new ambassadors and help guide them through that. Then the how to do those things, all the information on how to do that is in this quick start guide. You can see that I have some sticky notes here, so obviously your copy's not going to look like this, but I wanted to flag some attention to just a few things that I thought are really helpful that are in here. Everything in here is invaluable. As Susan said, everything that is in our new success kit is not foreign to us. This is not some brand new system. It is all relevant to the tools that we've already been utilizing, but what this is doing is streamlining the process so that we are the same across the whole company, and that is just thrilling. So obviously what you have in here, and this Let's Get You Started, is you're going to have a table of contents, where to find stuff, no surprise there. Really helpful. You have corporate contact information right after the table of contents, so all those important phone numbers and website addresses are going to be in here near the front, easy to find. Obviously, social media and Facebook are a huge part of our business, and we now have corporate training materials on how to do that, how to launch on Facebook, how to share, how to use it effectively. So there's a whole section in here on utilizing Facebook for your business. Fabulous, you guys. Along with using social media, it's how to share with people, how to talk to them. There is even a page in here that I saw that talks about getting over those fears of talking to other people about Plexus. My goodness, this is awesome. We addressed it right from the beginning. Even a section on why build a team, why become more than just a wholesale ambassador. We were really excited about this because we actually made this section picture of the Power Team Jewels from Maui last September. So that was an awesome surprise there. But it talks about what's the benefit to you of building a team. So as a new ambassador, you can see how that can be very eye-opening to them. The power of 3. How we train and teach people on what they do and how that can duplicate down and multiply their efforts. And something that Susan's going to be doing a deeper dive in is the perfect 10. Using that company-wide as a tool for how to teach people to do income-producing activities every week to grow their business. So we now have a one method that we're going to be training and sharing on, which is awesome. And I think that was it. So just wanted to point out a few things in there. The whole thing I could probably talk all day long about. It's awesome.
Awesome. So let's see. I am going to go over the comp plan booklet and the product guide. I did want to point out page 29. These That's Celeste and Roz. Yay! Roz is my sponsor and Celeste is her sponsor. And you know that we are on the fastest growing team in the entire company under Celeste, and Roz is one of the fastest growing diamonds under Celeste. So amazing heritage that our team has. A lot of these photos are just ambassadors in here, and that's just so exciting to flip through this and recognize the faces. So as new ambassadors, you know, sign up under you, they're going to start recognizing these faces too. So the compensation plan guide, this is great because this is an amazing tool if you're just in a small setting, just with one friend, or if you're at a coffee shop with a couple of friends, or even a small opportunity meeting where people can kind of gather around or pass this around. It's also something great to just keep with you if you feel like opportunities to share come up. It says your guide to the compensation plan. There's a welcome from Alec, the Chief Marketing Officer. There's an overview of the comp plan that just explains, you know, why our comp plan is unique, predictable, profitable, and rewarding. It's easy to kind of just get a little overview of some of those benefits there. Then it's what makes us different, and it begins to talk about just the network marketing industry in general, kind of, you know, starting big and then zeroing in on the details. It talks about, you know, how you qualify to earn different bonuses and commissions and, you know, rank advancements. Talks about how there's weekly and monthly payments. So, you know, how we get paid our big check on the 15th of the month, and then how we get our business building bonuses every Friday. It talks about your annual membership needing to be current. You know, obviously you're $34.95 every year, and then your qualified backup order needing to be active in order to receive commissions. It explains some of the PV requirements, you know, the $100 PV excluding welcome pack. It talks even about the weekly commission cycles being from midnight Eastern time on Sundays through 11:59 Eastern on Saturday. So really, really detailed information that sometimes on the team pages is kind of everywhere, and it takes a little bit of time to find it. And so everything's right here, which is just amazing. Talks about the different ranks that you can achieve from silver all the way to diamond and double diamond. It goes over some of the benefits of each of those. And then it's going to talk about the 11 ways to earn. And that's what we're used to seeing, like on that compensation plan chart and some of the other documents we've all seen for a long time. And so it literally is going to start with number 1, you know, retail rewards commissions. It's going to go to number 2 and explain in detail preferred customer bonuses. So you can see it's going to go through all 11 of these in great detail, the emerald and sapphire and diamond pool of profit sharing money. Let's see. Then it talks about the Plexus Lexus program. Very cool. One of my favorites. And then a glossary of terms. How cool is this? I mean, how many of us started out and you're like, points, what are you talking about? What are points? Pay points, you know, or ambassador pool, business building bonuses, BBB, you know, people don't know what we're talking about at first. And so I just love that it goes through everything in such extreme detail. Then at the end, there's an index with page numbers. So just a quick guide to where you need to find information. The next thing I'm going to go over is the Plexus product guide. Super, super cool. Almost like a flashcard system for just learning the products at first. It's in this plastic protective little case. Each of the cards kind of has that thick, glossy, almost like a waterproof kind of feeling. So I know we have tons of things spill all the time at our house, so that's good for us. So this is going to be a little product guide. I've thought about getting a really good hole puncher and punching through and maybe getting one of those metal rings and having mine, you know, be something like that that's all attached. Sandy Gabriel, I don't know if she's on this call, but I saw some pictures of a sippancy she had at her house this week, and she actually laid all of these out in front of the product bottle. So she used them as display cards. It was brilliant. So I'm sure a lot of people will do that. So basically, it's going to talk about, you know, how this is your product guide. There's going to be really pretty pictures on each page. Eliminate, oh, here's some just general guidelines. Eliminate soda from your diet. Drink, more water. Decrease your consumption of sugars, starches, and processed foods. Exercise. Hello. Just great health tips. So then you're going to have one card for every single product. Here's Slim. So you're going to have a picture of the product. You're going to have it's our most popular product, usually the first one the customer will try. It's often sold in combination as the Triplex or the Slim Probio 5. So it explains what the Triplex is. Guidelines for usage. Mix into bottled water, consume once daily, ideally 15 to 30 minutes before a meal. Can be taken any time of day. So you get my picture. They're going to tell you how it's best taken, which is really great because sometimes when you're new, you don't know all that. Then there's talking points on the back of each card. Talking points and things you might say, and then great companion products. So it's really giving you all the information as a new ambassador that you would need to talk about this over the phone or in person for every single product. So some talking points are, it can help maintain normal blood sugars at healthy level. It can help maintain cholesterol and lipid levels, yada, yada. And then things you might say. Plexus Slim really is the most natural way to manage your weight. You have to try it to believe it. More conversational things you might say. Hey, why don't you try our 7-day Slim Pack? Most people see results right away, or at least can see if they enjoy, this in their routine. Great companion products are the Accelerator or the Boost, or the BioCleanse and Probio 5 as part of the Triplex. I'm not going to go through every single product, but you can see that each product has a card. Then we get, okay, so then we get to the end. We've got the Plexus Opportunity. So they include this in here because, really the business opportunity is one of our products. And in my opinion, it's one of our biggest ones. And it's something that we offer people that is life-changing. I know that for me, the business has probably been the most life-changing thing in my Plexus journey, because we were struggling so much financially and it affected every part of our life. And so this is a product guide for that. And then this is one of my favorites, the product pricing guide. How awesome to have all of this on one page, every single product, retail, preferred, and wholesale, right at your fingertips. You can keep this by your computer. I'm certain that as we add products, they'll probably be reissuing these, with updates and stuff in the future. But that's that. Love these two components of our quick start guide, of our success guide. So Caroline's going to go over just a few of the other items in the box.
Yay! So, oh my gosh, those product cards, I'm so excited. I was trying not to be all sassy over here. I'm just so excited. Okay, so what else is in the box? I mentioned a few things. So we are down to the last few things. I don't know if you can see this. Do you see this little area right here? Every single success kit. That not only is Plexus a gift in health and wealth, and this success kit is a gift to the new ambassador, but they are receiving a gift. So every single new ambassador is receiving this awesome silver metal bracelet cuff, and it says Plexus. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it says Plexus on there. So it's unisex for both guys and girls, and this is awesome, you guys. It's just every single detail in here is made to welcome and make the new ambassador know how special they are for joining, and just reaffirm that decision for clicking Join Plexus. So it's awesome. So a little gift there. So let's get down to the last couple of materials and tools in here. Thank you cards. So every success kit is coming with, I think it's 5 or so. I have to count. I guess 5. They're really thick postcards. And so these could be used for your first few customers. So it says thank you. Again, it's beautiful. It uses some of the products on there. Turn it over, has a place to put their address, even has the Plexus logo. So it's very professional looking, and you can write a nice note there. So a great tool to be able to use. The next tool that is fabulous, you guys, and this is probably going to be the #1 tool that we are going to use in sharing Plexus face-to-face with other people. whether that be at events or at a sip and see at our house or meeting with someone one-on-one for coffee or lunch, is this. What if this could change everything? What if this could change everything? You are going to hear that over and over again throughout Plexus, because what if this could change everything? And it can, and it does. So here's the brochure. Walking through with someone, introducing them to what is Plexus. What is Plexus Worldwide? You can easily use this as a tool to walk through and sharing with someone. You can share with them and give them this brochure if you want. How does it work? The opportunity, the business. How do I earn money with Plexus? So this is our whole opportunity right here, you guys. Use this as a guide. Again, you don't have to remember everything. This is for you to learn from and for you to use and sharing it with others. What happens next? So you're sharing people with Plexus. You're telling them about the company. You're telling them about the products. You're telling them about the opportunity and the opportunity to make life-changing income for them and for their family. What next? It brings them right up to a point of decision, telling them how to get started with Plexus. Beautiful, you guys. And then it just reaffirms that hope and that this could change everything. So it's a great brochure. I think that these are going to be readily available. I know you guys are asking. I don't have that communication on when. They had to mass produce this whole success kit so quickly, you guys, because they gave them as a freebie to those that attended Super Saturday, that that's why we're not sure on when these materials are going to be available, because we're going through mass production again right now to get an inventory of them. So I'm sure that these are going to be available through our back office or through our Plexus Print partner, whatever it's called, hopefully along with the thank you cards, I don't know. One thing that was not in our kit that will be included in the kits going forward is a new opportunity DVD. So it will be included inside of it. I am not for certain exactly what's going to be on the new DVD. I would guess that it's going to be the What If This Could Change Everything video that just came out, which is also available in our back office. It might even have the new compensation plan video on it too. I'm just not sure. I just know that the kits going forward will contain it, but we didn't get a copy of it just yet because they weren't ready. So anyway, super excited. Again, can't say that enough. And back to you, Susan.
Okay, so we, in this 1 hour call, are going to try to condense 4 hours of training for you. So we're going to blow through some of our notes. We are not able to bring you, obviously, all the information that was shared at Super Saturday. We're going to do our best to just kind of give you the highlights of what was talked about. Obviously, there was more time and attention given to some of the training points in the Let's Get You Started guide, but they also had some other tips outside of that, and they had some videos by Victor Antonio, who a lot of you guys know because he spoke at, where did he speak? Was that convention or leaders retreat?
So convention in 2014 and also leaders retreat in 2014.
Yeah, so a lot of you guys know of him or have seen his videos. He's a amazing, energetic, inspiring public speaker and sales coach. He's about to have some sort of TV show coming up. Anyway, so I am going to start by going over just some basics of getting started with your business. A lot of you guys have already done this, but it'll be good for you to hear it said because you're going to, of course, be training your downlines, and this is all about duplication. And so, you know, if you feel like you've already heard this a million times, just listen again with ears to pick up any different ways that we might deliver the information, or, you know, that you might just kind of more ahas and insights for how you can be training your team. So number one is to set goals and put them where you can see them. I finally have an office. You guys can't see it, but this is my cool, pretty chair. So part of us moving to our new house was to get a space where I could work. So find a space, even if it's a teeny little corner in your kitchen, or, you know, whatever, even if it's just some sort of frame you put around your laptop where you know, post things, you know, or maybe it's a whiteboard. a lot of, people are into their, to-do list thing on their phone, or they have those really pretty planners and stuff. So find a system that works for you, get organized, and set your goals. Molly Orr is a Diamond Ambassador who was one of the speakers at Super Saturday Dallas. I shared this on Elite Fleet a day or two ago, but she heard early on that it took about 40 level 1s to go Emerald, and so she put 40 sticky notes on her wall, and as she added level 1s, she put their names. I think she might have even put like names of people she was going to prospect and really try for. But anyway, literally December 31st of that year, she signed her 40th level 1, and she went Emerald soon after. So whatever method you want to do, just set goals, make sure they're clear, talk to your upline, maybe have a little strategy meeting about, what's realistic and yet still a stretch, what and how can, your upline or your team help you reach those goals. Let's see, she said, start your day before you end your day. So she's a big proponent of writing down your daily plan the night before. She color codes it. She has a blog called MissMollyO.com, because it's Molly Orr, MissMollyO.com, MissMollyo. She has on her blog this color coding idea, organizational structure, if you want to check that out. Anyway, I'm really terrible about planning my day, so I'm not going to act like I'm doing this, but I need to do this. This is a great thing that I wrote down. Another thing that they went over in detail was the Perfect 10 week. That is something that Caroline mentioned, and there is a whole page. I don't know what page it's on, but that's what they're saying we should train on. You know how we talk about income producing activities, IPAs, and we often talk about doing a 5-3-1, which is 5 reach outs to new people, new prospects, 3 follow-ups, which could be following up with a customer or a prospect, and then training one person, and that person could be a downline or yourself, or in a way it could be training a customer, like if you were really spending some time explaining to some of your current preferred customers about some of the other products that they've never ordered. I think that could be considered training them, really, and grooming them for someday being a good ambassador. But so what they have kind of come up with that I think is awesome, because I think the 5-3-1 can be daunting, especially to do it daily, is the Perfect 10 week. So look at your week, and in a week, commit to sharing the products with 3 people, sharing the business opportunity with 3 different people, preferably. I mean, you're going to have some overlap, but try to have some different people, and then sharing your skills with 3 team members. And so that kind of encompasses, training and, doing strategy meetings or 3-way Zoom calls with your downlines, however you can share your skills with 3 team members. And then it's participate in one event. So 3 + 3 + 3, I'm sorry, 3 + 3 + 3 + 1 = 10. That's your Perfect 10 week. So Caroline and I thought it would be good to define an event, because obviously if you're in Dallas or Boise, there are a lot of events you could go to, and you probably could go to one every week in person, because there's just so many being held. But if you're in, New Hampshire or Alaska, you're probably not going to be able to go to one a week, and you probably can't really, host one a week. We're really not a party-based business, although you could host one once a week if you wanted to. But we feel like an event would be, you having, meeting a friend or 2 at a coffee shop and bringing these materials and sharing them. That would be an event. Obviously having a sip and see at your house. Obviously hosting a Zoom call or attending one. So I feel like, attending this today could qualify as an event. Any kind of large training, large or small training. I mean, we do a lot of trainings in people's homes. We're here where we all bring our kids, and it's mass chaos, but we get a lot out of it. It could be just meeting with one, your sponsor or a downline and doing a training. It could be, so you kind of get where I'm at. I think, though, that if you're in one of the bigger cities with more activity, you need to push yourself more to go in person to more events. If they are available, be at as many as you can. There is nothing that will catapult your business, in my opinion, faster and more effectively effectively than being a part of events and eventually, sharing your testimony at events, being a part of planning them. You don't have to do it by yourself. You can get a team of you guys to do it. So that is what we would call an event. So especially if you're in a rural area or where you're breaking ground, as one of the only ambassadors in that area, then you could really define that as you meeting with one person is an event. Work your business daily is the next tip. Imagine doing the perfect 10 week every day. There's no one saying you can't do that. So, doing the 3-3-3-1 every day, handing out samples or sample cards. You can buy sample cards that you staple a packet of Slim to, and it explains the ingredients and what Slim does and how to take it. You can get those on like Etsy and maybe on that plexusprint.com. I'm not sure. Get business cards, hand them out. Work your business daily. Post obviously on Facebook daily. Revisit your why and your goals. Stay true to yourself. You're going to see a lot of people doing the business a certain way, and you don't have to do it exactly like me or like Caroline or Roz. Be true to yourself in the way that you run your business. But treat it like a business. If you want to be paid like this is a business, then you have to work it like a business. If you want it to be hobby income, then work it like a hobby, but don't expect more than a $40 paycheck. But if you want your paycheck to have 4 digits in it, you're going to need to really work this as a business. Another thing they talked about was just customer care, following up with customers, following up with people you reach out to. Someone brought up follow-up Fridays. I thought that was a great idea, just to make it a habit. Like that's the day you're going to follow up with all your customers and even, maybe your new downlines, because a lot of times new ambassadors don't really know how to take the products and they're kind of on their own product journey for the first time. So you want to follow up with them. Also, just always remembering that this is relationships and not sales. We're sharing and not selling. I could go into more detail about that, but I think we're running behind, so I'm going to kind of hurry up. I think that's all for me right now. Caroline is going to go over another set of tips that we learned.
Okay, great. So, yeah, we are running a little bit behind. We may go a little bit over, so I'm just going to go ahead and say that if you need to hop off, that is totally fine. When we hit that hour, we totally understand. Do what you need to do. We're going to continue just for the sake of this recording so that we can provide that afterwards. And if you missed the last few minutes, you can always go to the last few minutes of the recording. So we are going through as quickly as you can. So one of the great sections that a lot of us have heard about is referrals, and really utilizing referrals and developing a referral system and how that can be so beneficial to your business. Molly Orr really talked about how the average person has 472 people in their network. 472 people average in everybody's network. So if you think about, okay, so if I'm the average person, I have that many in my network, but so does Sally, who's been buying Plexus from me for a couple of months. So, but the referral source is an automatic way that you can not only expand your sales but expand your network and tap into somebody else's 472 people. So referrals is a great way, and some of the ways that you can use that is, of course, if you have a customer that is, even if they're just starting out and they are loving the product already, you can talk to them and say, hey, Sally, I am so excited that you are loving the Slim and how you're feeling on that. I work my business based upon referrals. Do you know a few people who would love to give it a try like you are and get their names and contact information? So that's a great way. You want to make sure that you get the names and phone numbers or emails from Sally so that it takes her out of the loop, because you are the Plexus expert and not her, and so it just really makes that process smoother. Another way that you can use that is in reaching out to prospects, people that you're talking to. You may reach out to someone and ask them if you can provide them information about the products or the opportunity. Let's say they say, no, I'm not interested, but thanks. You could follow up and say, thank you so much, Sally, for your response. I so appreciate that. I use referrals as building my business. Do you know anyone who could use our products that help with, X, Y, Z, and list out some very simple, specific things and ask for her to give you some referrals. You can also use that as part of your reach out to someone as well as contact the person and say, hey, I don't know if you are aware of what I'm up to. I would love to share with you more on what I'm doing right now. I realize you may or may not have a personal interest, but you may know someone who does. I'm looking for referrals. That's another way that you can use that in a cold message reach out to someone. So tapping into somebody else's 472 person network is going to further your business. And you may find that you gain referrals and customers, maybe even some team members from that. But what you may find is it really is investing more time into that person you're trying to share with and can open up that opportunity to either gain a customer or a new team member because they could easily tap into their network versus you doing that for them. So referrals are awesome. Really quickly, I want to point out some things that we talk about often, and that is posturing ourselves. How we posture ourselves for our business and for ourselves personally is so important, and especially when you become an ambassador and decide to make this a business. Whether that be at a hobby level or a business income level, posturing is super important. So remember, you are sharing your life with people, you're not selling them. Plexus is a part of your life, and so you are sharing that just like you share other things. So you want to be authentic and you want to be real. You want to think about sharing on Facebook and how you're posturing as if you're talking to people face to face. So I think that it's a really good rule of thumb to think about posting multiple times per day, but having 30% of those posts be about Plexus specifically, and the other 70% to be about other things in your life, your thoughts, what you're doing, your kids, whatever it may be. You can also think of Facebook as each post could be very simple. Think about sharing 1 or 2 lines from your diary, so to speak, as in sharing on Facebook. That doesn't mean your deepest, darkest secrets, but being real, maybe a little touch vulnerable with people, and it's a snapshot into your life. So each post that you make is a snapshot into who you are as a person. It's engaging and it connects with people. And you want to always be thinking about what pulls me into something and what pushes me away. And you want to think about that when you're posting on Facebook and you're sharing with people, because you want to think of it from their perspective as well. Along with that is social etiquette. Kind of goes hand in hand with posturing on Facebook. You want to be a likable person. You want to be a positive person. You want to be someone that others want to be associated with, want to do business with, would want to refer people to you, would want to buy from you, would want to be your friend. So you want to think about how you are positioning yourself on Facebook. Once you're an ambassador and you start sharing about Plexus on Facebook, it becomes a page for your business. So people watch. They do make mental notes about things. So you want to make sure that you are always having a good attitude. It doesn't mean that everything's perfect in life, but how you position that and how you share about it should be in a positive way. So it's important what you say and how you say it. That means everything in being the person that is attracted to other people and attracting like-minded people as well for your business. Again, posting every day, 1 to 2 times at least about Plexus, and making sure that you are filling in with other parts of your life. And engaging with people, especially non-Plexus people. We want to be supportive with our Plexus family on their posts because that's what we do. But you also want to be engaging and supporting your non-Plexus people and engaging with them on their posts as well. And Susan talked about events, so I'm not going to talk any more about that. Yeah, because that's pretty fast.
Okay, so I'm going to go over some of what Victor Antonio talked about. I think we're going to be able to find the videos that were played at Super Saturday and post them on our team pages. But I'm going to real quickly top line some of the really cool concepts he went over. If you are in business or have done different kinds of, classes about sales or communication. You may have already heard of this, but it's called the 4 levels of competence. The first is unconscious incompetence. So there's tons that you don't know, but you have no idea what you don't know. You're just completely blind. That's a pretty dangerous place to be, because things can blindside you and you don't even know that it's something that you should have known. We obviously want to get new ambassadors out of that range as quickly as possible, because they could be recommending the wrong products. They could be talking to potentials in a way that's completely ineffective. Just not a place you want to stay for long. The second level up is called conscious incompetence. So that's where you realize there are things you don't know, and at least that realization allows you to be able to go get information. You know, if you're conscious that, oh my gosh, we have an amazing compensation plan, but I have no clue why it's amazing, or I could never go over the comp plan chart with somebody because it makes me dizzy to look at, then you consciously know that that's an area that you need to grow in. So that's a better position to be in, because at least you know what you don't know. Also, the conscious incompetence takes away some of that, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of sorry, I'm blanking on the word. Just, what word am I looking for? Kind of like when somebody's, they're so like overly confident and they don't even know anything, but it can be offensive, honestly. So I think that conscious incompetent takes you out of that, overly confident, and you have no business being overly confident. Conscious competence is where you do a really good job and you can really speak about the products or the business opportunity, or you can get customers, you could even lead a meeting, but it takes tons of effort and it's a lot of work and it causes a lot of stress perhaps, or just takes tons of time to prepare. So that would be conscious competence, where you can do it, but it's not easy and it costs a lot, whether that's time or stress or things like that. That's a better place to be, because at least you're effective in your business and in your dealings with people, but it's not really the place you want to be, especially in network marketing, where we got into this business because we want more freedom. We want more time freedom and freedom to do this from whenever or wherever, whenever. So what you really want to go for is the unconscious competence zone. I think a lot of us who have seen Roz do a presentation would say she works in this zone very frequently. It seems effortless. She speaks with ease, with confidence. I know that she does do a lot of preparation, but I know that if I called her right now and said, hey, would you hop on a Zoom call and speak about whatever, she would just be like, sure. And it would seem like she had prepared for days. That's because it just flows out of her effortlessly. Caroline and I have areas where we're in that zone. I know a lot of you guys have areas where you're in that zone. The more trainings you go to, the more times you hear these things said, the more calls you listen to, the more testimonies you hear, you are basically training yourself to be in that unconscious competence zone. That's how we practice. Just like a concert pianist who just comes out and it just pours out effortlessly. They don't even look at the music. It's because they've done so many repetitive scales for so many years and so many, practice sessions with the music that they're able to do it now without. And so that's where you want to get to, especially as you're increasing in rank, because you're going to have more opportunities for leadership, for having to speak on the fly, for being in front of groups like this or in person, and just talking to a whole lot of people each day or over Facebook. So that's just, I think, a really cool thing to think about. And I think it's another reason to be a part of as many trainings as you can to get yourself to that point of conscious competence. Another important thing that Victor always talks about, it seems like whenever we see him, is blocking objections. So this is where you bring up the objection before the other person has a chance to. So you say, I hear a lot of people say that, the products are too expensive, but when I, look at, the prices when I go to Whole Foods or Boise Co-op. I mean, ours are way cheaper than those. Or when I think about how much I used to spend on my $6, lattes at Starbucks, or my $8, supersized meals at a fast food place, I add all that up, and now that I'm not spending that, it's basically paying for my products. So you're already answering something that they were going to object to before they can do it. And what that does is it eliminates you being in the defensive position, which I know can cause people a lot of stress when they feel like they're in this sales moment where they have to like convince someone, which first of all, we don't, we just share. But, by you blocking an objection first in a really conversational way, it makes it to where you don't have to be put in that defensive position. Also, it allows you to control the conversation instead of them. So instead of you feeling like they're just giving objection, and you're having to like go scramble for an answer, it allows you to control where the conversation's going, which, not that you're trying to be controlling, but just it puts the whole conversation in a more friendly way and a more relational way, instead of it becoming this transaction where they're objecting and you're, answering the objection and feeling salesy about it. He says that most objections are not really an objection. Like, most people do have the money, but they'll bring up a price objection because they're thinking, how am I going to come up with this money? And so by you helping and blocking the objection, you're helping to answer something that they had a concern about. And so I've heard it said that objections are really opportunities to give more information, and they're really a cry for more information because the person is not understanding yet how this could be done or how it could work for them. Think through all possible objections and create statements you can use. So you could spend some time thinking about common objections. One of the ways we've done the meetings in Boise is going through some of common objections, like price, like, is it FDA approved? I heard it's not FDA approved. Well, we bring that up at the meetings and we say, actually, no supplements are FDA approved, not even prenatal vitamins, not even vitamin C. The FDA they're not in the business of approving or disapproving. So that kind of takes the pressure off, where people are like, oh, yeah, okay, no big deal. So think about some common objections. Also, you can use this as a tool for your posts. So think about an objection. Okay, price. Okay, FDA. Then make a post that's creatively blocking that objection, because people are out there thinking about it. And so you're bringing it up before they can, or if it's in their mind, you're addressing it. Love that technique. The other thing he went over was the shield of confidence. There was a little picture that I drew of the shield. So being confident, the 60-day money-back guarantee gives you confidence. So anybody can try it. You don't have to feel guilty if it doesn't work the way they were hoping. No friendship has to be lost because they feel like they lost money. That is a huge shield of confidence we have from Plexus, is that money-back guarantee gives you relational confidence to recommend this to any of your loved ones. The testimonials online, thousands and thousands of testimonials, that brings us confidence. I used to sell a natural supplement. They had no testimonials, but they had a lot of scientific research. But people for months, they'd be on the products for months, and they wouldn't be feeling anything different, or, but I'd have to say, well, look at their research, and honestly, the testimonials are what makes this really real. Like, these are real people just sharing. And I feel like that, adding somebody to a certain testimonial group, like the breastfeeding support group or blood sugar group, they can see it for themselves. And that it's not just me telling them, it's thousands of other people telling them. Phenomenal growth. If you look at you can just Google Inc. 500 magazine, fastest growing privately held companies. We were number 8 fastest growing in 2014. We were number 132 last year. Still way, way, way super high compared to other companies. We're debt free, things like that. That's a shield of confidence. Also, scientific research. So this is what they mentioned. I found out yesterday Plexus is actually doing some studies on our products, so we're going to have that eventually really for our products. But you can look up the individual ingredients in our products and look at the safety, the efficacy, the longevity of, where they've been used around the world, certain ingredients. So you've got that. So let's see, there was one more thing I was going to go over. that is this little graph that he had. See that? So everybody, it's sort of this like mini bell curve. So 20% of people are already convinced. They know everything. There is nothing you could say to convince them otherwise. So just bless and release them. These are people you really don't want to waste time on trying to get them over the hump because they're never going to buy Plexus. And so don't let that ruin your entire experience, and don't spend all kinds of time on them. Just bless and release them. The other main 60% on there, that's called complacent. And this is people who whine and complain about their weight or their pain or their energy. I'm so tired, or I hate my job, or they complain, but they don't feel any urgency towards making a change. They're not in a place where they're going to do anything about it. Probably in a place where they don't think anything can. So they're kind of in a hopeless position. That's actually a huge, huge area for your business growth, but you have to understand this last 20% to understand why. That's the concern. So these are people who they understand their need. They have a need. They complain about their need, but they understand the urgency, and they understand how our products or our business opportunity can help them. So it's like they're at the tipping point where they're like, they get it, and they're willing to buy. They're ready to buy kind of on the spot, make a quick decision. They're not going to drag you along for months, as many of us have been drug along, asking questions, or I don't really know. And so basically what Victor was saying is our job is to, through our posts, through our meetings, through our sharing Plexus and sharing what we know about what these products can do, and just about the natural condition of people's health based on their diet and all the crazy ways that we live in America with high stress and processed foods and stuff, is to educate the 60% so that they move into the 20%. So the need's there. It's just us connecting the dots on the non-obvious things that they just don't see. And so that's where a huge area of growth is for them. So I thought that was a really cool graph and wanted to share it with you guys. We have just a couple more things that Caroline is going to go over, and then she is going to wrap it up. And we so appreciate you guys being on this call. Stick around or hop off if you need to, but we are going to wrap it up in the next few minutes.
Awesome. So kind of on the back end of what Susan was sharing that Victor Antonio shared with us, and he's just a phenomenal coach in being able to move you through the sale process. Even though we don't sell per se, it is a sales process. It's just the way we go about it is doing that differently. And so one of the tools that he gave us, in addition to blocking objections and to understanding which category people fit into, that first 20%, the last 60%, or the last 20%, is to use something called the 3 E's. Okay, 3 E's, like the letter E. And those stand for empathize, educate, and empower. So everybody that you are sharing Plexus to, you have the opportunity, and what you should be doing is looking to connect and engage with them. And this is the process that you will go through, whether it is a longer process or a shorter one. You will move through this, and this is what's recommended, to empathize. First, empathize with someone. You have to figure out, what is their pain point? What is it that they would like to change in their life? Is it something in their health? Is it something in their weight? Is it something in their finances? So you need to first know what that most primary point of pain is before you can really talk to them about that. But once you figure out what that pain point is, and that's going to be through conversation, asking questions, and being direct and asking them what their goals are. So you definitely want to do that before you move through the process so that you know what their needs are. But you want to empathize with them. And so if you think about what empathy is versus sympathy, he gave an excellent illustration. And the illustration that he gave us was, think of you're standing on a dock with a friend, and all of a sudden your friend runs over to the rail, throws his head over the rail, and starts throwing up into the ocean. Okay? You stand beside your friend and you say, "I'm so sorry," rub his back, soothe him. "Can I get you some water? Can I get you?" You are sympathizing. You are concerned. An empathetic friend is going to run over next to his friend that's throwing up and is going to throw up with him. That's empathy. Okay, so a little bit of an extreme example there, but that's to show you the difference. So how can you empathize with someone? Empathy is going to be understanding it, what they are experiencing from your own experience or from the experience of someone you know. Okay, so it doesn't mean that you have personally have to have dealt with that, but you need to seek out somebody you know who has so that you can relate to them and provide that empathy. So you can feel their pain and say, you know what, I know what you mean. From my experience, here's how I dealt with this, or I know Susan and she's a good friend of mine and here's what she has experienced. I know. So the next thing is going to be to educate. You have to give them insights into what we have to offer according to what their need is, what their pain point is. So you want to be giving them information beyond the obvious. Okay, so speaking more into them beyond what they can see on your website under the products. So how can you provide more value into that and help them know why that may be the very right tool or product for them, or that this is the right opportunity for them? So provide more there and educate them. Give them something that they don't expect to hear. First of all, handling objections up front is part of that too, I believe. And getting those out of the way, giving them testimonies, real life examples, doing a conference call with your upline or a sideline ambassador who really has a story that they can relate to, educating them on that process. And then you want to move into empowering them. You can't just give everybody what they need and address their needs and move them from a complacency point to being now concerned and ready to do something if you don't empower them with how to move forward and act on that. So that's where the last E, empower, is going to come into play, helping them to make a decision. That is telling them how to get started, how to order as a customer, asking them, are you ready to go ahead and give the triplex a try? Here's how you can order. Here are the different ways you can order and exactly what you can do. It's so easy. I can even walk you through it. Ask them to join your team. Have you led them through talking about the need that they have financially or the need that they have to be a part of something so much greater than themselves in helping others? People have different interests in the opportunity. Find out what that is and then ask them to join you and tell them how they can do that. So that's going to be what empowering is leading them through this process and then helping them to take that step on how to do it. So it's a really, really good method that he went through with us. So really after that, and this was also such a great analogy, is Victor talked to us about being a torpedo. Okay, so being a torpedo. So we talked a little bit about what a torpedo is. And so just a quick definition, a torpedo is a cigar-shaped, self-propelled underwater missile designed to be fired from a ship or submarine dropped in the water to explode upon reaching a target. Okay, so here's what a torpedo is. How does it work? So once a torpedo is in the water, it knows that it's supposed to hit a target. And how it goes about doing that is it sends out sound waves. Those waves, once they reach an object, could be a landmass or could be, a site, it's trying to figure out, is that the target or not? So it actually bounces that signal off and it sends it back to the ship or the aircraft and provides information. If that's not the target, then what it's going to do is it's going to send out signals again. And so at each point, it's learning more and more about where its target is. So it remembers and it's remapping its memory at each time so that it can get better and better and provide a direct line right to that target where it's going to be effective. So this is exactly how we are and can be in our business. We can be exactly like a torpedo. And as we go along, we are learning and growing. As Susan talked about, we start off with unconscious, incompetent, and if we will work and grow, we will move through that process towards being a conscious competence through that process. But as we go along, we are learning and we are growing and we are getting better and better about how to reach our targets so that we can explode our business and hit our goals. So he gets smarter and smarter. So this is exactly how the process is. We keep learning and we keep going and never get discouraged about the process. This business and opportunity is every bit about the process. It's not where you start. The end, where you end is great, but it's about this whole middle part, which is the process of how you get from there to there. So along with that, and just kind of knowing that you learn as you go, you want to not get discouraged with that, but use that to your advantage. You know, we now have, why we almost cried when we opened up these brand new kits, it's because we now have one brand new tool set that we can use as an entire company in how to educate and train ourselves and our brand new ambassadors. One toolkit with a lot of different tools inside. So the whole company now is using this. And so while we have now this incredible, and this tool set, I guarantee you, is worth hundreds of dollars, not the $16 or $17 that they're going to charge us for it, but it's worth hundreds of dollars. So we have the best tools taken from the best information from ambassadors in the field for growing our business. So we can have everything right in our hands, every tool available to us, but what is most important is having the right mindset in this business. So it's not about knowing what to do, it's having the right mindset. Personal development is going to be the absolute key to unlocking all of the tools and being able to use them effectively in your business. So no matter what your strengths are, you want to identify what those are and make a conscious effort and plan to getting better and better with those. And if you have weaknesses, then identify those as well and make a conscious effort to say, you know what, I'm not the best at follow-up. So I know that I need to get better on my follow-up skills or how I communicate with someone. So we all have those areas that we can grow and develop ourselves in, and that truly is the key to unlocking the potential that our toolkit and our tools provide us. So this is an awesome opportunity for us to be able to take this to the next level with our business and to be able to seamlessly train. And so we hope that this will be invaluable to you and to your teams as we go forward. So thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it. Susan, do you have any last words that you want to throw in there with us?
I don't think so. I mean, this was just awesome to be able to share this with you guys, and I can't wait until you get your hands on your own copies. Mm-hmm. They're also going to be releasing the PowerPoint that they went over for 4 hours eventually. Mm-hmm. So you're definitely going to have the ability to go deeper with all of this information in the months to come. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we're excited. Thanks, you guys.
Awesome. Yes, thanks so much. I hope this is helpful for you. And as soon as we're able, we'll get that recording out there so that you can utilize that with your team as well. So,
we are going to do a drawing, not right now, yes, but I believe this captures the names of who participated, right, Caroline?
Yeah, let me see here. That's a good thing because we're doing a drawing for a free success kit. If you would, okay, we need to kind of, I did a screenshot, but I couldn't paste it into anything yet because I didn't want to open up an application. We had like 2 pages of attendees. What?
I think
can you post out on, I mean, how do you think we can best capture? Because I know some people already had to jump off because I saw it adjust. So
right.
I don't want to leave anybody out that was on.
Yeah, I think that it probably captures names. We might just have to do an honor system of asking people on the team pages. But I think that like the free conference call software captures the names of people or the numbers who were there. Maybe this does.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet for Zoom, but we may have to just throw a post out there and ask those that participated to comment. So I think we'll be fine. We'll figure that out. We'll get that out there, but yeah.
All right.
Good point.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much. Hope you have a great day. Bye, you guys.
Go Plexus!
Go Plexus!